welcome, welcome. So nice to see some regular Shadowpathers out there in the crowd and some newbies. Here at Shadowpath, we have been exploring and researching and really producing classical plays by women for the past year now. And we are doing this as a bit of not just entertainment, but also a bit of an education piece to clear up the misunderstanding that women did not write any classical plays. In fact, women have been writing classical plays for at least 1,000 years, what we have discovered. And tonight we are going back to 1794 to a play called The Wedding Day by Elizabeth Inchbald. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Elizabeth as a person, and then I will share a small brief synopsis with you. Then we shall meet our very talented creative team of performers, and then we are going to experience the play, which, let me tell you, it runs for about 40 minutes. That's 40 minutes. And then after that, I will chat just a little bit more about the influence of the playwright on the global stage. And if there's time, I might sneak in just a few questions to our attendees and our performers. So that's the plan for this evening. And I will begin by talking about Elizabeth Inchbald. Elizabeth experienced life between 1753 and 1821. She was born in England and was one of 9 children. She lived in poverty on a very small farm outside of London. At age 18, she made her first visit to London, where her brother George was demonstrating an interest in the theatre. She, of course, soon developed her own dreams of being an actress on the stage. She married an established and professional actor, Joseph Inchbald, and she herself became an actress. That's just how easy it was. However, after the sudden death of her husband in 1779, she was forced to make her own living in the theatrical world and commenced her life as a playwright. So back then, things were a little different, where you could apparently make a living as a playwright. Inchbald was a prolific and successful writer, producing over 20 plays, most of which were produced or published. Now, the script we are enjoying this evening is a post-restoration comedy in 2 acts. Meet Sir Adam Contest and his new young bride, who has the happiness of constantly being compared to Sir Adam's much beloved first wife, who was accidentally lost at sea. After a falling out with his son, Sir Adam Contest finally agrees to allow him to return and make amends, while also introducing his new love interest. Sounds fun, right? Now, I would love to introduce you to our performers this evening. And performers, when I introduce you, perhaps you could just do a little post-restoration wave of sorts. We have Sophia Vaca playing the role of Lady Contest. We have Chandra Pepper playing the role of Mrs. Hamford. We have Gillian Welsh playing the role of Lady Autumn. We have Latrell Farquharson playing the role of Lord Rakeland. Cam Parks playing the role of Mr. Tommy Contest. And Tim Cadeny playing the role of Sir Adam Contest. And of course, we have our wonderful, dynamic sound designer and audio engineer, Maisa Basada, who has created a very appropriate soundscape for this evening's festivities. And isn't it a wonderful day for a wedding, everybody? So sit back, relax, and I will pass it over to Maisa to kick it off.
Dear contest, I congratulate us both that your travels are completed, and that you have come to taste for the remainder of your life the choice of your own country.
Yes, but whether to taste sorrow or joy, I'm still yet in doubt, for I'm uncertain of what manner I shall be received in by my father.
Have you not seen him yet?
No, nor shall I till I know in what humor he is.
In a good one you may depend upon it, for he is very lately married.
Yes, to my utter concern. I had heard some time ago, indeed, that it was his design to marry again, but since he has never condescended to make me acquainted with it himself, I know nothing further respecting the wedding than what the public record has thrown in my way. Pray, could you tell me who my new mother is?
I am told she is very young, extremely lively, and prodigiously beautiful. I am told, too, that she has been confined to the country, just as a child to her present age of 18, in order to preserve the appearance of youth in her mother.
But who is her mother? Of what family is she?
That I don't know, and I suppose your father did not consider of what family she was, but merely what family she was likely to bring him.
Yes, I have no doubt that he did this marriage on purpose to disinherit me, for having written to him that I had set my affections on a widow of small fortune, but one who was so perfectly to my wishes that even his command could not force me to forsake her.
And were you earnest?
Well, I was then, but at present I'm more humble, and I've implored his pardon for these hasty expressions, and only now presume by supplication to gain his approbation for my choice.
Is she a foreigner?
No, an Englishwoman. We met in Florence. We parted in Venice, and she arrived in London just 4 days before me.
And when will you introduce me to her?
Well, are you still as much a man of gallantry as ever? If you are, you must first promise me not to make love to her.
As to that, my dear friend, you know I never make a promise when I think there is the least probability of me breaking it.
Then you shall positively not see my choice before I am secure of her. But I can tell you what I can do. I will introduce you to my new stepmother, if you like.
My dear friend, that'll do quite as well. Nay, I don't know if it won't do better. Come, let's go directly.
Oh, hold. Not until I've obtained my father's leave. For having offended him so highly as to not hear from him these past 6 months, I thought it necessary to send a letter to him as soon as I arrived this morning, begging his permission to wait on him. And this letter here is his answer. Oh, it's an invitation to come to his house immediately. Why, my father tells me here that he was married only this very morning. I had heard he was married a week ago.
And so did I. And so did half the town. His marriage has even been in the newspaper these 3 days.
These things always announced before they actually happen. And I just most sincerely wish that it had been delayed still longer.
I do not, for I long to have a kiss of the bride.
My lord, as it is the wedding day, I cannot think to bring you any longer. It might be improper.
No, not at all. For a wedding day is a public day. And Sir Adam knows upon what familiar terms you and I are. Indeed, my dear friend, my going will be considered but as neighborly. I can take no denial. I must go.
Fine. Well, if it must be so, then come then. Notwithstanding this cause I have for rejoicing at the kind invitation from my father, I still have thoughts of embarrassment about appearing before him in the presence of his new young wife, for I have no doubt but she'll take a dislike to me.
And if she should, I have no doubt but she'll take a liking to me. So come away and be in spirits.
Nothing is so provoking as to be in a situation where one is expected to be merry, It's like being asked in company to tell a good story and to be entertaining. And then you are sure to be duller than ever you were in your whole life. Now, notwithstanding, this is my wedding day. I am in such a blessed humor that I should like to make every person's life in this house a burden to them, but I won't. No, I won't. Oh, what a combat is mine to feel the perpetual tendency to every vice and to possess not one laudable quality, but that is a determination to overcome all my temptations. I am strongly impelled to violent anger, yet I have the resolution to be a calm, peaceable man. I'm inclined to suspicion, yet I conquer it and will place confidence in others. I am disposed to malice, yet I constantly get the better of it. Oh, I'm addicted to love, yet No, hold, there, I must stop. That is a failing which always did get the better of me. Oh, behold, an instant of it. Now I will be in good humor in spite of all my doubts and fears.
Did you send for me, Sir Adam?
Yes, my dear, your guardian has just stepped home to bring his wife to dine with us, and I wish to have a few minutes' conversation with you. Sit down. I observed Lady Contest, and it gave me some uneasiness that at the church this morning, while the ceremony was performing, you looked very pale. You have not yet wholly regained your color, and instead of your usual cheerful countenance and air, I perceive a pensive, dejective. Come, look cheerful. Why don't you look cheerful? Consider everyone should be happy upon their wedding day, for it is a day that seldom comes above once in a person's life.
But with you, Sir Adam, it has come twice.
Yeah, very true, it has. And my first wife, my first was a day indeed. I shall never forget it. My wife was as young as you are now.
And you were younger than you are now.
No, I won't be angry. Yes, she was beautiful too. Nay, more, she was good. She possessed every quality. But this is not a proper topic on the present occasion. And so, my dear, let us change the subject.
Pray, Sir Adam, is it true that your son has come to town?
It is. And I expect him here every moment.
And have you invited no other company all day?
No, your guardian and his wife, Mr. and Mrs. Plowman, you know, will be here. And well, what other company would you have?
In the country, we had always fiddles and dancing at every wedding. And I declare I have been merrier at other people's weddings than I think I am likely to be at my own.
If you love me, Lady Contest, you would be merry in my company alone. Do you love me? My first wife loved me dearly.
And so do I love you dearly, just the same as I would love my father if he were alive.
No, could I lay her at my feet for that sentence, but I won't. Answer me this. Would you change husbands with any one of your acquaintances?
What signifies now my answering such a question as that, when I am sure not one of my acquaintance would change with me?
What makes you think so? Your equipage will be by far the most splendid of any ladies you will visit. I have made good my promise in respect to your jewels too, and I hope you like them.
Like them? Oh, to be sure. Oh, my dear Sir Adam, they even make me like you.
Oh, a very poor proof of your love if you can give me no other.
But I'll give you 50 others.
Ooh, name them.
First, I will always be obedient to you.
That's well.
Second, I will never be angry with you if you should go out and stay for a month. Nay, for a year. Or for as long as ever you like.
Sure, I was not born to commit murder. I'd better go out of the room. Oh, my first wife, what a treasure was she. But my treasure is gone.
Not all your money, I hope. Sir Adam, for my guardian, told me you had a great deal.
No. Did you marry me for that? What makes you blush? Come, confess to me, for there was always a sincerity in your nature which charmed me beyond your beauty. It was that sincerity and that alone which captivated me.
Then I am surprised you did not marry your chaplain's widow, good old Miss Brown.
Why so?
Because I have heard you say there was not so sincere a woman on the face of the earth.
And gad, I almost wish I had married her. By what I have now said, Lady Countess, I meant to let you know that in comparison with virtues, I have no esteem for a youthful or beautiful face.
Oh dear, how you and I differ. For I here declare, I do love a beautiful, youthful face better than I love anything in the whole world.
Leave the room! Leave the room instantly! No, come back. Come back, my dear. I'll be in good humor presently, but not just yet. Yes, I will get the better of it. I won't use her ill. I've sworn at the altar not to use her ill, and I will keep my vow. Pray, Lady Countess, pray, have not you heard from your mother yet?
Not a line nor a word.
Oh, it's wonderful that she should not send us a very proper address. There's no doubt but that every letter we have sent to her since she's been sent abroad has miscarried. However, it will be a great joy and pride to her when she hears of your marriage.
Yes, for she always said I was not born to make my fortune.
Which prediction I have annulled. And after all, come hither, come hither. And alter all, I do not repent that I have, for although I cannot say that you possess all those qualifications which my first wife did, yet you behave very well considering your age.
And I am sure so do you, considering yours.
All my resolution is gone. I can keep my temper no longer. Go into your chamber immediately. No. I'll go another way.
I kneel, sir, for your pardon and your blessing.
You have behaved very ill, but as you appear sensible of it, I forgive, and I am glad to see you, but I expect that your future conduct shall give me proof of your repentance. Now, my Lord Rakeland, I beg pardon for introducing the subject before you, but you are not wholly unacquainted with it, I suppose.
The Countess has partially informed me. Ask for your mother.
I sincerely congratulate you on your nuptials, sir, and I hope Lady Contest is well.
I sincerely congratulate you too, Sir Adam.
Thank you, my lord. Thank you. My dear, this is my son, and this, Tom, is your stepmother.
Dear Sir Adam, I have never been so prized in my life. Always when you spoke of your son, you called him Tom and Tommy, and I expected to see a little boy.
And you have any objection to his being a man?
Oh no, I think I like him the better. Sir, I am glad to see you.
I give your ladyship joy.
I shall be very fond of him, Sir Adam. I shall like him as well as if he was my own.
Now I'm enraged. Thus seeing my son a man, should she more powerfully reminded that I am old. And I had longed to turn him out of doors, but I won't. No, I'll be the kinder to him for this very suspicion. Come, Tom, let me shake hands with you. We have not shaken hands a great while, and let this be my sign of the full renewal of my paternal affection.
Sir Adam, you've not introduced me to Lady Contest.
Is this another son?
What? Could you be fond of him too?
Yes, I could.
And like him as well as if he were your own?
Yes, I could.
But he is not my son.
I can't help thinking he is.
But I tell you, he is not.
Nay, you are joking. I am sure he is.
I tell you, no.
Why, he is very like you. No, he is not so like when you are close. Oh, I beg 10,000 pardons, sir. You are not at all like Sir Adam.
Confounds! Now I am jealous. I am afraid my propensity will get the better of me. But no, it shan't. No, it shall not. My lord, I beg your pardon, but I want half an hour's private conversation with my son. Will you excuse us?
Yes. Sir Adam, I beg you will make no stranger of me.
Come, Tom. There. Now I have left them alone, and I think this is triumphing over my jealousy pretty well. Well done, Sir Adam. Well done.
My dear Lady Contest, though I acknowledge I have not the happiness to be your son, yet permit me to beg a blessing upon my knees. 'Tis this. Tell me when and where I shall have the happiness of seeing you again.
Dear sir, without any compliment, the happiness will be done to me.
Enchanting woman, appoint the time.
I'll ask Sir Adam.
No, without his being present.
I don't know if I shan't like that full as well.
Appoint the time then, just for a game at cribbage.
Or, what do you think of beggar my neighbor? Would not that do as well?
Perfectly as well, the very thing.
But you must take care how you play, for it is a game you may lose a great deal of money by.
But Sir Adam must not know of it.
Resolutions come and go, and I wish I could have kept mine and stayed away a little longer. What, my lord? Here still, holding conversation with this giddy woman?
I assure you, Sir Adam, I'm very well pleased with Lady Contest's conversation.
Oh, and I am sure, my lord, I am very much pleased with yours.
We have been talking about a game at cards.
Oh, but you said Sir Adam was not to be of the party.
Yes, Sir Adam, but not Mr. Contest.
No, indeed, you said Sir Adam.
Oh, no.
Yes, because don't you remember I said and you made answer?
I don't remember anything.
What? Don't you remember kneeling for my blessing?
How? What?
Sir Adam, it'd be a breach of good manners were I to contradict Lady Contest a second time. Therefore, I acknowledge that she is right and I'm in the wrong.
Won't you ask him to dinner?
Ask him to dinner? What a difference between you and my first wife. Would she have wished me to ask him to dinner? Would she have suffered a man to kneel?
I did not suffer him to kneel a moment.
Oh, but my first wife was a model of perfection. And it is just unjust to reproach you with the comparison. Yet I cannot help saying, would she had lived? Ooh.
And I am sure I wish so with all my heart.
Oh, but she was suddenly snatched from me.
How was it, Sir Adam? Were you not at sea together? And so a storm rose, and so you took to the longboat, and she would stay in the ship. And so you called to her, and you would not go. And then you called to her, and she would not come. And so your boat sailed, and her ship sunk.
Don't! I can't bear to hear it repeated. I loved her too sincerely, but the only proof I can now give of my affection is to be kind to her son. And as by what he acknowledged to me, his heart, I perceived, was bent upon marriage. I have given him leave to introduce me to the lady on whom he has fixed his choice. And if I like her...
Has he fixed his choice? Who is this young lady? What is her name?
I did not ask her name.
But I hope you will give your consent, whoever she is.
And if I do, in a little time, they may both wish I had not. Young people are so capricious. They don't know their own minds half an hour. For instance, I dare say you think very highly of that young lord who was here just now. But if you were to see him 2 or 3 times a week, you would cease to admire him.
I should like to try. Do invite him here 2 or 3 times a week on purpose to try. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear, Sir Adam. Oh dear.
What's the matter? What in the name of heavens is the matter?
Oh, I wish I may die if I have not lost my wedding ring. Oh, 'tis a sure sign of some ill luck. I am afraid it was in the street as I stepped out of my coach. Oh, indeed, Sir Adam, it did not stick close. I remember I pulled my glove off just at that time. Sir Adam, some ill luck will certainly happen to one or both of us. You may depend upon it.
Childish nonsense. What ill luck could happen to us while we are good?
But suppose we should not be good.
We always may if we please.
I know we may, but then sometimes 'tis a great deal of trouble.
Come, don't frighten yourself about omens. You'll find your ring again.
Do you think that young lord mayn't have found it? Suppose we send to ask him.
Did you miss it while he was here?
No, nor should not have missed anything if he had stayed till midnight.
Come to dinner. But I must say, this has been a very careless thing of you. I mean, my first wife would not have lost her wedding ring.
But indeed, Sir Adam, mine did not fit.
My adorable Lady Contest.
I hope you are very well, but I need not ask, for you look charmingly.
And you look like a divinity. I met Sir Adam this moment in his carriage going out, and that emboldened me.
Yes, sir. He has gone out a little while with my guardian, but he'll soon be back. I suppose, sir, you called to play a hand of cards.
No, my errand was to tell you I love you, I adore you, and to plead for your love in return.
Oh, but that is not in my power to give.
You cannot possibly have given it to Sir Adam.
I shan't tell you what I have done with it.
You could love me. I know you could.
If you were my husband, I would try, and then, perhaps, take all the pains I would. I could not.
Oh, that I were your husband.
You would not kneel so if you were, not even on the wedding day.
No, but I would clasp you thus.
Oh dear, oh dear. I am afraid Sir Adam's first wife would not have suffered this.
Why talk of Sir Adam? Oh, that you were mine instead of his.
And would you really marry me if I were single?
Would I? Yes, this instant, were you unmarried, this instant with rapture, I would become your happy bridegroom.
I wonder what Sir Adam would say were he to hear you talk thus. He suspected you were in love with me at the very first. I can't say I did. I suspected nothing, but I have found a great deal.
Nothing to my disadvantage, I hope.
No, nor anything that shall be of disadvantage to Sir Adam.
Oh, why are you perpetually talking of your husband?
Because when I am in your company, I am always thinking of him.
Do I make you think of your husband?
Yes, and you make me tremble for him.
Never be unhappy about Sir Adam.
I won't, and he shall never have cause to be unhappy about me, for I'll go lock myself up till he comes home.
What are you alarmed at? Is there anything to terrify you in either my countenance or address? In your presence, I feel myself an object of pity, not of terror.
Aye, but this may all be make-believe.
Who is that?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Will they stay long?
I don't know anything about them.
Dear Lady Countess, do not let me meet them. Conceal me somewhere till they are gone. I'll go somewhere. There.
No, then you'll hear our discourse.
I will keep it a secret. No worries.
No, you must go away.
I can't. I won't. Don't expose yourself before them.
I beg pardon, madam.
Oh, no apologies, madam.
I'm afraid I'm not right.
Yes, madam. Pray, are not you the lady who called this afternoon and said you had particular business?
I am. And are you Lady Contest?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir Adam's wife?
Yes, ma'am. Sir Adam's wife. Won't you please sit down?
Well, there is then, Lady Contest, a very material circumstance in my life that I wish to reveal to you, and to receive from you advice how to act, rather than by confiding in the judgment of any of my own family, be flattered by their partiality into a blamable system of conduct. Such is the nature of my present errand to you. But to my great surprise, I find you so very, very young.
Yes, ma'am. Thank heaven.
You are very happy, I presume.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Very happy.
Oh,
All things considered.
I am sorry then to be the messenger of news that will most probably destroy that happiness forever.
Dear me, what news? You frightened me out of my wits.
Well, you are now Lady Contest, newly married, in the height of youth, health, prosperity, and I am the fatal object who, in one moment, may crush all those joys.
Oh, then pray don't. You'll break my heart if you do. What have I done, or what has happened to take away from all my joys? Where's my pocket handkerchief?
Oh, here, take mine and compose yourself.
Thank you, ma'am.
And now, my dear, I will inform you, and at the same time flatter myself that you will deal frankly with me, and not restrain any of those sensations which my tale may cause.
Dear madam, I never conceal any of my sensations. I can't if I would.
Then what will they be when I tell you I am Sir Adam Contest's wife? His wife, whom he thinks drowned, but who was preserved and now restored to life, though not till now restored to my own country.
Dear madam, I don't know anybody on earth I should be happier to see.
But consider, my dear, you are no longer wife to Sir Adam.
And is that all? Here, take your handkerchief again, and come you out of your hiding place. Come, for you need no longer conceal yourself now, or be miserable, for I have no longer a husband to prevent me being your wife, or to prevent me from loving you. For oh, I do, though I durst not say so before.
May I inquire who this gentleman is?
Oh, a poor man that has been dying for love of me, even though he thought it a sin.
I beg your pardon and promise never to be guilty for the future. I wish you a good evening.
You are not going away?
I have an engagement it is impossible to postpone. Good evening.
But you soon will come back, I hope. For I suppose you hold my hand to be my husband.
Alas, this is a happiness above my hopes.
Oh, above your hopes.
It is.
Then it shall be beneath mine.
And is it possible that you can think of parting with Sir Adam without the least reluctance?
Oh, pray, madam, when did you see Sir Adam last?
About 15 years ago.
Oh, he is greatly altered since that time.
Still, will my affection be the same?
Oh, and so it ought, for he loves you still. He is forever talking of you and declares he never knew what happiness was since he lost you. Oh, he will be so pleased to change me for you.
Oh, I hope you do not flatter me.
Oh, I am sure I don't. I expect him home at every minute, and then you'll see.
Oh, excuse me, no. At present, I could not support an interview. I will take my leave till I hear from you, and will confide in your artless and ingenuous friendship to inform Sir Adam of my escape.
Oh, you may depend upon me, Lady Contest.
Adieu.
Dear madam, I would insist on waiting upon you downstairs, but I would not stand upon any ceremony with you in your own house.
Nobody's so plagued as I am with servants. Gah! Ugh.
Bless me, Sir Adam. I did not know you were come home.
Yeah, I have been at home this quarter of an hour. The coachman has made himself tipsy on the joyful occasion of our marriage and was very near dashing out my brains and turning a corner.
And is that worth being in such an ill temper about? Ah, you would not be so cross if you knew something.
Knew what? Oh, I have a piece of news to tell you.
And I have a piece of news to tell you.
Your mother has arrived in town. Your guardian heard so this morning, but he did not mention it to me till this moment because he thinks it is proper for him to wait upon and acquaint her with our marriage in form before I throw myself at her feet and ask for her blessing.
Very well, with all my heart. And now, Sir Adam, what do you think?
What do I think?
What will you give me to tell you something that will make you go almost out of your wits with joy?
What do you mean? Have I got another estate left me?
No, something better.
Better than that.
A great deal better, you will think.
Oh, has the county meeting agreed to elect me their representative?
No,
What? Anything better than that?
a great deal better than that. And something the most surprising. Guess again.
Pshaw, I'll guess no more. I hate such teasing. It's unmannerly. Would my first wife have served one so?
And now you have hit upon it.
Upon what?
Your first wife.
I shall never see her like again.
Oh, but you may see her again, for she is alive and you may have her home as soon as you please.
What the deuce does this woman mean?
Your first wife escaped in the long boat, as surprising a story as Robinson Crusoe. I have seen her and she longs to see you.
Why? What do you mean? Alive?
As much alive as I am.
And what does she intend to do? A poor woman, poor creature. Where does she intend to go?
Go? Come home, to be sure.
Home? What does she call her home?
You are her home.
I her home. Come to me. What can I do with her? And what is to become of you?
Oh, never mind me.
Yes, but I can't think to part with you. I can't think to turn a poor young creature like you upon the wide world. Her age will secure her. She won't be in half the danger.
Oh, poor soul, if you knew what she has suffered.
And I have not suffered too. I am sure I have lamented her loss every hour of my life. You've heard me.
And yet you do not seem half so much pleased as her return as I am.
I cannot help being concerned to think what a melancholy 12 or 14 years the poor woman has experienced, most likely upon some desert island instead of being in heaven.
But if you are concerned upon her account, you ought to be pleased upon your own, my dear. I beg your pardon. I mean, Sir Adam.
No, call me my dear. Do not show reserve to me already, for if you do, you will break my heart.
I would not break your heart for the world. And indeed, Sir Adam, you will always be dear to me. Quite as dear when we are parted. Dearer than if we are living together.
Don't talk of parting. Can you resolve to part from me?
Yes, because I know you will be so much happier with your first wife.
Yeah, but if our parting should give you any uneasiness.
It won't a bit.
No?
No. Not when I know you are with that good, prudent woman, your first wife.
No, here is a time to exert my power over myself. What signifies having exerted it in trivial matters if from a trial such as this I shrink? Well, madam, I am prepared to see my first wife and to part with my second.
Oh, and then sit down and write to her that you long to see her.
No, I can sacrifice all my sensations, but I cannot sacrifice truth.
Will you give me leave to write to her a kind letter for you and invite her to come hither directly?
Yeah, you may do as you like.
I shan't be with you long. And so you may as well let me have my own way while I stay. Here they are, only a few words, but very kind, telling her to fly to your impatient wishes. Come, look pleased. Consider how charming it is for old friends to meet.
Yes, if they are not too old. However, fear nothing in regard to my conduct, for I will act properly, so properly that I will not trust my own judgment, and the first person I consult shall be your mother. And I'll go to her this instant. Sure, never such a strange, intricate affair ever happened before, but strange as it is, I will act as I ought to do. My inclination may rebel, but my reason shall conquer. I will act as I ought to do. And here, your mother comes most opportunely.
Sir Adam, according to your permissions, I have brought the lady on whom I have placed my affections to receive from you.
Oh, my dear mother, how do you do?
Mother? Your mother?
Yes, though she looks very well, does not she?
This is the lady on whom I've fixed my choice.
What? On my mama? Nay, Mr. Contest. Now I am sure you are joking. Fix your choice on my mother.
And my mother, your father's mother, why? You are as bad as the man in the farce. Fall in love with your grandmother?
Oh, dear mama, don't make yourself uneasy if you have a mind to marry my son. For there is a lady now who is coming here that will claim him for her son and make me no longer wife to Sir Adam.
Oh, this can be no other than Mrs. Hamford, whom I brought to England.
Excuse my intrusion, but there's a lady in the next room who has been nearly fainting at the sound of your voice, Sir Adam.
And I believe I shall faint at the sound of hers.
Dear Sir Adam, fly and embrace your first wife. Dear Lady Contest, notwithstanding his seeming insensibility, he loves you to distraction. 1,000 times has he declared to me he did not think there was such a woman in the world.
And I did flatter myself there was not.
Oh, Sir Adam!
Oh, my dear, if you knew what I have suffered and what I still suffer on your account, you would pity me.
Sir Adam, I give you the joy of a wife that suits your own age.
And such a one shall my son marry when he has my consent.
Oh, come. Sir Adam and Lady Autumn, These mutual reproaches for almost the self-same fault ought to convince you that in your plans of wedlock, you have both been wrong.
However, it shall be my endeavor to be henceforward right. For after settling upon any young bride a handsome dower, I will peaceably yield her up, and though it is a hard struggle, yet like all other struggles, it will, I have no doubt, give me happiness in the end.
Goodbye, Sir Adam. Goodbye. I did love you a little, upon my word. And if I was not sure you were going to be so much happier with your first wife, I should never know a moment's peace.
I thank you. And at parting, all I have to request of you is that you will not marry again till I die.
Indeed, Sir Adam, I will not. But then you won't make it long.
I believe I shan't.
Oh, and my next husband shall be of my own age, but he shall possess, Sir Adam, your principles of honor. And then, if my wedding ring should unhappily sit loose, I will guard it with an unwearied discretion, and I will hold it sacred, even though it should pinch my finger.
It shall pinch my finger. So the real question is, has she truly lost her wedding ring or not? Dun, dun, dun. We just never know, do we? I'm so happy to make it to the other side of the play here in this virtual world of theater where everyone's internet connectivity has lasted through Act 1, through Act 2, through all the asides, through all the mustache grooming. Like, whew. All right. I'd love to share with you just a few little tidbits of information on what makes this author, Elizabeth Inchbald, so influential. So Elizabeth Inchbald is remembered for being the first to use the stage to portray life as it is lived to the theatrical world. She also focused on social themes. Drama in support of a social campaign was a new concept at this time. She was very interested in challenges to social convention, and her social and later her political views were deemed to be radical. Elizabeth Inchbald later went on to write numerous plays and became the first British female critic. Her play critiques stood out from others for not only representing the female perspective, but that of the whole audience. In her later years, she was highly regarded in the intellectual community, having written 5 novels and over 20 plays. Her contributions to theater were significant as she introduced unique views on family, class, and sexual relations. One thing that separated Elizabeth Inchbald from the rest was her ability to translate plays from German and French into English works of art. These were popular because she enlivened her characters, presenting them in new and dynamic ways for English audiences. And finally, not only were most of her works well received, but her novel, A Simple Story, was praised by critics as the most elegant English fiction of the 18th century. Woo-hoo-hoo! So it's at this point that I would love to invite our cast back to the stage, the virtual stage, so to speak. And I just have a few short and sweet little questions. So after the play and learning about the playwright and her contributions. You can say yes or no in the chat. Actors, you can raise your hand. Has anybody here ever heard of Elizabeth Inchbald before now? Has anybody heard of this playwright? Oh, okay, James. Yes. Okay, we have one yes, because I have never heard of her before until my studying and research, and I like to think I'm pretty well versed in the world of theater. Great. Okay, well, we have one yes. James is keeping some hope alive out there. My other question is, do you, and this is for everybody, does anybody here feel like this play, which was written in 1794, that there is any relevance for today, for today's contemporary audiences or modern world? Does anybody have any thoughts on the relevance of the wedding day?
I think a lovely aspect of it is it kind of has that trope of the grass is always greener on the other side, with farcical elements for sure. But I think it's kind of a human thing to always be looking at what life could be like if you had something different, or if I had a younger wife, or if I had more money, or and then you miss what you have right in front of you when it's gone, or you maybe try to drown them at sea. It's like a vintage first wives club almost, you know? Cool, cool, cool.
Yes, we have marrying for money never gets old. Yeah, that's true from the chat. Convoluted relationship drama is timeless. Yes, that's somewhat accurate. To me, this is like a modern day soap opera, a little bit of all this like discovery and big reveals and kind of stretch of the imagination, over dramatization. Yeah, so it's a very fun play. And let me just say something that's unique about this playwright is when you look at classical plays, you're not finding a lot of 2-act classical plays out there. You're finding 5 acts at least. So we could all be here for another 4 hours if it wasn't for Elizabeth Inchbald providing some 2-act classical plays for us to explore. So thanks everyone for joining us. Before